the 2010 Seahawks, 2011 Broncos, 2014 Panthers, and most likely the 2020 Eagles are all reasons I've decided to make this video today. The NFL playoff format needs to change. How so exactly? Well, let me tell you. In the NFL today, top 4 seeds are the division winners and secure a home game at least in the first round. Last season, we witnessed the 9-7 Eagles team host an 11-5 Seahawks team in the first round. Yes, the Seahawks won, but a worse team that made the playoffs just due to how bad their division was hosted an actual contender. In 2014, the 7-8-1 Panthers hosted the injury-riddled 11-5 Cardinals, who had to start Ryan Lindley at QB, and the Panthers won convincingly. But then the next week, they lost by 14 to Seattle in the divisional round. The 2011 Broncos beat the Steelers in overtime, thanks to the famous Tebow to Demaryius Thomas 80-yard OT touchdown. Then, got blown up by the Pats the next game. And in 2010, the Seahawks beat the Saints thanks to the historic Beastquake. Then, lost to the Bears in the divisional round. Seems like the bad team always steals a game, then gets destroyed in the next round. And I think it is pretty evident that it is due to them having home field advantage in the wildcard round. These teams are part of the reason why I think the playoff format needs to be changed to seeding by record, not division winners. For example, in 2015, the NBA changed their playoff format for this exact reason, when the LA Clippers, who had the 3rd best record in the West, had to play the Spurs, who had the 4th best record in the West, because the Trailblazers were the 4th seed since they won their division, instead of being the 6th seed. This caused the NBA to change their format to best records, because it's clear here at the Clippers, even though they beat the Spurs in 7 games. As for the NFL, I think this and last season's NFC East is going to be crucial as to why they may adopt the NBA's playoff format, in terms of seeding. Although it is possible for the Eagles to finish above 500 as they are 3-4-1 ahead of their Week 9 bye, to me, it is very unlikely. Maybe they can go 8-7-1, but still, I don't think so. Maybe they won't even win their division. Technically, Washington or Dallas could come back and win the division. But yeah, that's how bad the NFC East is this year. Ben DiNucci could win them the division. Whoever wins the NFC East will host the 5 seed in the first round, which as of right now is the 5-2 Saints. Why should a potential under 500 team host a Super Bowl contender? I don't know. You tell me, Roger Goodell. Teams like the Eagles and the ones I said before were not worthy of making the playoffs. For example, in 2010, the Buccaneers and Giants missed the playoffs at 10-6 because the Seahawks got in at 7-9. This year, the Eagles finished with a bad record. The Bears or Rams may miss the playoffs, even in a 7-seeded format. I think it is time for the NFL to change their playoff format again, to best records make the playoffs to make it the most competitive playoff atmosphere possible. And it would be more enjoyable for the fans, knowing that good teams will play each other in each round, rather than some team that shouldn't have been in contention, playing against a good team, potentially ending their season. Saying that, I know that if a bad team beats a contender, then they won fair and square. However, if the league wants to attract more revenue, not like it doesn't make enough already, then having the best teams playing in January and February would help the owners and the league a ton. For example, this season, as of the standings right now, would you rather watch the Saints play the Eagles in Philly, or Drew Brees versus Kyler Murray in New Orleans? Yeah, pretty easy question to answer, if you ask me. Would you want to watch a Tom Brady-Nick Foles matchup in the first round? Well, those scenarios aren't possible because of the NFC East ruining the playoffs this year. Again, I could be wrong with that take, like I have been with many of my takes, because maybe the Eagles go on a run, but no, they aren't. I'm sorry to tell you that. They just really aren't that good of a football team. Definitely is in the league's best interest to make the playoffs more exciting than they already are. Now, some fans will be hurt, but fans hurt every year when their team misses the playoffs. Throughout the past 2 decades, there have been 6 500 or worse teams to make the playoffs, and in those seasons where 500 or worse team made the playoffs, 6 teams above 500 missed them. Personally, I can't stand the format as it is now, because good teams can miss the playoffs for no reason because of one bad team winning their division. Let me know what you guys think of the NFL playoff format down below, and if it should change, and why. I quickly want to bring up the 8-team format that you're thinking of doing right now. My short answer on this? No. I know it is only due to COVID, potentially knocking out some regular season games, but I just don't like it, because it could just be adding a team that does not deserve to make the playoffs. But, as of right now, the 8th seed in each conference is above 500, but by the end of the season, that most likely will change. Also, the idea of no playoff bye week really does not give the first seed the reward they deserve, since a 16-game NFL season does a lot of damage to the body of an athlete. With all that being said, that is it for me, guys. Thank you for tuning in Fanatic Sports. Hope you all liked the video. If you did, please subscribe and hit the like button. It only takes like 2 seconds. Also, check out the 2 videos that are shown on the screen right now, and follow me on Instagram at FanaticSports25 and on Twitter at FanaticSports. Now, before I go, do you think the winner of the NFC East will have the worst regular season record in the playoffs? Or even worse, a record worse than a non-playoff team?